Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Folks, we're going through the Junior Jedi Knights series and we're on book 5 now, Vader's Fortress. This is written by Rebecca Moesta, and in this one, Taone, or Taone, however you pronounce her name, from the Jedi Academy, she thinks she knows where Kenobi's lightsaber is. You know, because in the A New Hope, you know, of course, Vader kills Kenobi and takes his lightsaber. Well, what happened to it? Well, Taone thinks that it's in Bass Castle on the Dune or whatever. And I think that is the planet from the Marvel comic books. I should have checked that before doing this review. But anyway, Bass Castle is kind of like his little home fortress out there. And it's a dangerous planet. And of course, it could be booby-trapped. It is, of course. And they decide to send kids. Why not send kids? Luke doesn't have Jedi to spare. No, but Anakin, the whole gang goes, you know. Ikrit goes with them, which if a Jedi Bunny's with you, he's got 4 lucky feet, right? So you can't lose. Tahiri's with them and Older's with them as well, because Older is still hanging on to the hope that he can become a Jedi. You know, maybe Dagobah was a slip-up. He can really become a Jedi if he helps him out. So and why not bring a little kid who has no force ability at all into such a dangerous booby-trapped castle from one of the most evil men in the galaxy? Okay, I'm coming down a little hard on this, right? But it's just a children's novel. We got to remember that. So they go there. Of course, it's booby-trapped. They have to, you know, save themselves from these booby traps and not fall into any that are very deadly. Again, putting kids in deadly situations. What's going on here? It's a Star Wars novel, folks. Children's Star Wars novel. Chillax. Does anyone say chillax anymore? Anyway, it's just a fun little children's story about how they get Kenobi's blade back. Yay, we finally have Kenobi's blade back. Now, there's 2 little things about this story that one can be explained. The other one, I gotta again slap Kevin J. Anderson on the wrist for this one. I love the man. He did a lot of continuity, but at the same time, he made the stupidest mistakes when it came to, or he and his wife did, when it came to slip-ups. I've already mentioned about Brakis before, but this is another slip-up they had. At the same time this book came out, or just maybe a few months earlier, the short story of Taone had come out called Firestorm. And in Firestorm, this takes place right before the Jedi Academy trilogy. That's when I reviewed it months ago, right? And that was the story about how Luke met Taone, right? And she had the Lore Seeker was her ship. Well, in this novel, the Lore Seeker is this brand new ship she has. And you're like, no, it was a brand new story that your husband was working on. You decided to put it together, but his story takes place years ago, and yours is taking place years in the future. Y'all are so far off. How did this husband and wife get something out of continuity? That's embarrassing when it's your own spouse that you can't even get in continuity with. Yeah. So that kind of irked you a little bit there, but you could say it's newly refurbished is what she meant to say. It's newly refurbished. She got redone, you know, revamped. It's the brand new Lore Seeker. I guess we can say that, all right? That's a small contradiction in the EU. Another one that some people have pointed out, and even I thought about it later on, was when because I hadn't read West End Games at this point, and then later on when I read West End Games, I heard a very disturbing adventure. An adventure where a bunch of rebels find that, you know, they go through the debris of the Death Star, you know, and track down Kenobi's lightsaber, which kind of was in the Death Star debris. Vader didn't take it with him, after all. And they were going to capture it and bring back the relic to Luke Skywalker. And you're like, wait a minute. If they were successful and they already did that, then how does Kenobi's blade fit in? Again, as much as Kevin J. Anderson pulled from West End Games, you think he would have known that. Scavenger Hunt was one of the first ones. I think it was one of the first West End Games mini adventures you could get back in the day. So Kenobi's blade had already been a MacGuffin at one point. So now they're going back to get the same thing. How can we have 2 Kenobi's blades? Well, that can be easily explained. I remember in the forums someone said this. It could have turned out that lightsaber was not Kenobi's lightsaber. Darth Vader could have easily been collecting other lightsabers, and that was just one of them they thought was Kenobi's, and it turns out under deeper inspection, it wasn't. I like that. I like that explanation. And you know what? It kind of makes sense. Or who says they won the campaign? Maybe they all perished getting Kenobi's blade. But either way, it doesn't bother me as much. I just wish they would have done more homework. Rebecca Moessa is the one I have to lay the blame on, because I don't know how much homework she did. I think she just went over to the next room where her husband was and goes, honey, can I write about Kenobi's blade? Has there anything been done about Kenobi's blade? He went, Kenobi's blade? I don't think so. Go ahead and write it. And I kind of wish you would have taken more of a serious approach to this and studied it harder. The reason I say that, and the reason I am coming down a little bit hard on this, is because I know Ryder Wenham has written several children's novels, and he adheres to the canon, man. He adhered to every, he strung things together. He had so much continuity that it really was impressive. And so you get used to reading someone like him, and then you think, Rebecca, you had it all right there. Why didn't you do the study? So that one, like I said, these are two little things I had issues with. Now, one thing I need to tell you is this is the only book, the only book that I never paid for. I actually accidentally shoplifted it at a Walmart one time. It was sitting there in the cart. The lady was checking out. She didn't see it. I didn't see it. It was white. You know, it just kind of blended in. And I remember I, made it through the line and went to my car and unpacked everything, and I saw it sitting there. I was like, I don't think we paid for that. And I was thinking, uh-oh. But I did not want to wait in line to pay $5 for the book. I said, oh well, I'll be a criminal. So the book came with me for free. But anyway, that's it. That's it for book 5. I'll talk about the entire series and what I think about it when I talk about book 6 later. See you then.